Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong pukaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagtiliglig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng at ipagsinta mo'y langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya dapat may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you very much for this day, and we graciously offering this webinar to God. On behalf of the webinar organizers, we would like to welcome you again for attending today's webinar. I would also like to greet our participants from Saudi Arabia, Japan, Indonesia, and China who are with us today. Marhaba bikum, doita shimashite, and Fei Changwan Yingnao Daydaylao, which means welcome and thank you so much for attending. We're also live at Philippine Women's University official Facebook page and YouTube page. Hi everyone who is watching from these platforms. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe to our official pages. There will be more webinars coming from PWU. Don't forget to check them out. We would also like to acknowledge the presence of our honorable webinar consultant, program chairs, and technical team in this meeting room. Of course, we would like to acknowledge our dearest participants from different parts of the globe. Truly, our dearest participants are our driving force for the success of this webinar. To our dearest participants, once again, please accept our deepest gratitude. Since our topic today focuses on the impact of new normal approaches in the sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education, what comes in our mind? While some of us were still actively debating what will define the fifth industrial revolution, COVID-19 took center stage by force, causing a global pandemic and a massive economic impact. Therefore, current trends must adapt to the different advancement and socio-cultural issues of the COVID-19 era, which is the sixth industrial revolution. There is a current widespread consensus that the world, as we knew it pre-COVID-19, will never be the same privately, career-wise in nursing practice, education, and as a global society. So what will define the sixth industrial revolution? What are the impact of new normal approaches? I am very much excited to learn more about it, and I know some of our dear participants as well. So with all of this said, let us begin with the theme, the impact of new normal approaches in sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. So before we begin, let's discuss what our participants will expect in today's webinar. So at the end of this webinar, participants will be able to first compare the impact of new normal approaches in the Industrial Revolution in different fields of nursing practice and education. Next is to differentiate the challenges and barriers of the new normal approaches in the Industrial Revolution in nursing practice and education. And lastly, is to distinguish the current trends and issues in Industrial Revolution, both in the clinical and the academe. So without further ado, may I call on Ms. Shunhong Shen, the supportive Vice Chairperson of this webinar from Linking City, Shandong Province, China, to formally open our webinar.
Distinguished guests, dear colleagues and friends, good day. Thank you everyone for being here virtually with us today. I'm Chen Hongshen, a Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing student at the Philippine Women's University. And on behalf of my amazing, enthusiastic, and hardworking classmates, it is a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome you in this momentous event for us nurses. We are excited to have you here. This will be an opportunity for us to learn from each other and grow together. Today is our much-awaited webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education. Before we begin this webinar, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of our different committees who sincerely committed to this event to make it a success. This event would have been impossible without the support of our professor, Dr. Marcos Achua, Dr. Minawa Dalla, and to our technical team. Thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you. Today's guarantee, I would like to focus on all the participants who registered and attending with us today. To our fellow from different countries, colleagues from different nursing fields, as well as teachers, students, colleagues from other related health fields. In this ever-changing and challenging area of diverse coexistence, your passion and attitude towards learning also give us great encouragement and energy, making this wonderful event possible. There will be no webinar like this without you all. In the next few hours, you will be learning the new trend of sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education, improve nursing education and nursing practice, and promote the development of contemporary nursing career. It helps to improve our understanding of the nature of nursing and clarify the goals of nursing work, and the historical responsibility of future generations, providing employment opportunities more widely. We will learn all about the topic together with the best experts from our country and abroad. I hope that it will help us grow in the field and profession of nursing and promote the advancement and development of all nursing careers, and become the voice of professional nursing practice and nursing education in our respective institutions. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. Let's start the webinar. It will be a very interesting learning journey. Again, A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Chunhong Shen, for the warm and very welcoming opening remarks. To continue, let me call in Miss Yuan Fu, the lecturer in College of Nursing in Hangzhou University, China, to formally introduce our young, versatile, and inspiring inspirational speaker.
It's my great honor to introduce you our inspirational messenger, Mr. Melvin Miranda. Being in nursing education for almost 20 years, it has been the commitment of the esteemed source speaker to continue the legacy of the founders of his alma mater. He is the present Dean of the College of Nursing in Manila Central University since 2013, where he also earned his Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree and a Master of Arts in Nursing major in Administration and Supervision. Continuing in professional advancement, he had completed major courses in the Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing Education major in Leadership and Management in St. Paul University, Manila. Prior to his shift in academia, he had been appointed as Chief Nurse and Consultant of BA Hospital Incorporated in McKinney, Blanca, that honed his administrative and leadership skills, soaring greater heights on active involvement in professional organizations, being elected as National President 2022 and Treasurer 2021, Executive Committee of Philippine Nurses Association Incorporation, and as Board of Governor of PNA National Capital Region Zone 2. It further opened opportunities in October 2021 as the elected Nominee of the Association of Deans of Philippine Colleges of Nursing Incorporated. He continued his professional involvement as founding officer and treasurer of Association of Men in Nursing of the Philippines in 2020 up to the present. On April 9, 2022, he was elected as Board of Trustee under the Council of Professional Health Association of the Philippine Federation of Professional Association, geared towards his advocacy on evidence-based practice. He was appointed the Council's panel member of the Department of Health and the Institute of Clinical Epidemiology of the UP Manila National Institute of Health that initiated the updating of the 2004 Clinical Practice Guidelines on Periodic Health Examination, and currently representing the accredited professional organization as a member of the Professional Regulation Commission Career Progression and Specialization Program and Credit Accumulation and Transfer System. Now let's welcome Mr. Miranda.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Miss Yuan Fu. To the Philippine Women's University academic community, and greetings on your institutional foundation anniversary. To the administrative officials, School of Nursing Dean, faculty members, BSN and graduate students, local and international, our distinguished resource speakers who will be introduced later and will share their expertise on the topic, to Ms. Michelle Flores on the invitation, and to the students. Good morning to everyone. As healthcare technology evolves and had an impact in nursing education and practice, nurses serve in the front line of applying the latest advancements to serve their patients with increasing efficiency and effectiveness. In fact, by 2017, more than 95% of all hospitals in the United States and adopted certified electronic medical record system. Technology continues to shift the nursing field in many ways, while the pace of change expected to increase with time. This will take shape whether nurses can expect to be replaced by technology and recent trends and advancement in healthcare. The current decade is experiencing a pace of a gradual merger of artificial and human intelligence. The onset of Industry 4.0 has completely altered the workforce skill sets required at almost all hierarchical levels. This is in turn the foundation for an Industry 5.0, wherein robotic assistants and human workforce work together in seamless synergy with the human component focused upon as the center of the universe. While the concept of Industry 5.0 deals with personalization and synergy between human and machine labor, the era of Industry 6.0 will be one renewable energy, total machine independence, interplanetary resource gathering, and manufacturing. It could be aerial manufacturing platforms, anatomical enhancements, quantum control. Actually, in Industry 4.0, introduce the usage of smart and connected technologies to reduce the production manufacturing time. Satellite traffic will become a threat, and orbital traffic will be considered as how will become a trend with more firms attempting to push out their modules into space with the objective of establishing their own network, beacons to assess seamless communication with their product pods. Technology continues to influence the nursing field and healthcare in some exciting ways. For example, increasing number of hospitals have integrated what used to be multiple forms of communication into one streamlined system. In nursing education here in the Philippines, we have already integrated, as per BSN curriculum, in the CHED Memorandum Number 15, the course of Health Informatics or Nursing Informatics. These systems provide alerts in some ways that will gear towards the future of healthcare system. As an application, there are many trends and advancements that have been applied in various healthcare institutions. These systems provide alerts in emergency situation and upload patient health data to electronic medical system or rather record systems automatically. Wearable technology allows nurses to scan barcodes on each patient's bed to provide real-time data on vital signs, medical history, medications, allergies, and test results. However, this allows for greater efficiency than the old method of filing, emailing, and charting patient information. Hospitals also now incorporate sensors and chips to mattresses, beddings, and blankets so that nurses and physicians can monitor patients' movement, weight, blood pressure, and other key data. With the time, this information can paint a fuller picture of a patient condition and progress. Let us always remember, in the acquisition of knowledge, our mind, skills, our hands, and values, our heart, nurses in the front line will always manifest standards of care as our legacy despite of this technological advancement, the sixth industrial revolution. Let us remember that it will be in the acquisition of the KSA, the 5 C's: caring, competence, confidence, commitment, and country. Let us always remember that we will be embracing these changes, but still consider the function of serving the public with these 5 Cs. The Philippine Nurses Association Incorporated, as the accredited professional organization and as member of International Council of Nurses or ICN, with our mandate on welfare and professional development, and in our celebration of our 100 years, will continue to support endeavors that will advance the healthcare system in the 6th Industrial Revolution. Continue to raise our voice, invest in nursing, and protect our rights to secure global health. I hope I have inspired all of you to embrace these paradigm shifts and contribute to universal healthcare through technological skills. Good morning to everyone.
Thank you, Governor Melvin D. Miranda. Such an inspiring message from the President of the Philippine Nurses Association, also known as the Pambansang Samahan ng mga Nurse ng Pilipinas. None other than, again, President Melvin D. Miranda. Thank you so much po, sir, for giving us such an inspiring message and for giving us your precious time.
Now, I feel that everyone is inspired, motivated, and looking forward to the agenda for today. Before we proceed to the webinar proper, please be reminded that question and answer will follow after each speaker. You may type in comment section your questions and concerns, and we will address it during the question and answer portion of the program. I hope you're getting excited now for today's lectures of our experts. Before we go there, let us call on Ma'am Yuan San, Faculty of College of Nursing in Chengde Medical University, Hebei Province, China, to introduce our first guest speaker this morning.
Good morning, dear guests, professors, students, and classmates. Welcome to the webinar. Today, we are very happy to invite a distinguished guest, Dr. Aganan, to this webinar and give a speech for us. It's a great honor for me to be the moderator of this section. Let me firstly introduce Dr. Aganan to you. Ferdinand P. Aganan is RN, MAN, MBAH. He is the Chief Nursing Officer of the Medical City, Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines. Dr. Aganan has rich experiences in nursing management. He has been the nurse manager in several departments of the medical city, include the intensive care unit and acute stroke unit, nursing training and research department, and TMC special projects team. And he has been the director of nursing in the medical city Clark. He involved and participated actively into patient safety projects. One project is on Cold-White Rapid Response System, which has won the Hospital Management Asia Awards in 2011 in Singapore. The other one is on application of an automated monitoring system to increase hand hygiene compliance in an intensive care unit, which has won the Hospital Management Asia Awards in 2013 in Thailand. Dr. Aganan is the National President of the Association of Nursing Service Administrators of the Philippines. He joined membership to Philippine Nurses Association, Critical Care Nurses Association of the Philippines, Stroke Society of the Philippines. He has awarded a plaque of recognition of Excellent Exemplar Award during the 107th Central Escolar University. In recent years, he made a great academic contribution. He has contributed in the formulation and revisions of the guidelines in the nursing management of patients with stroke of the Stroke Society of the Philippines in 2002, 2006, and 2010. He was invited as keynote speaker in many conferences, such as he joined annual conference in Boston, Massachusetts, USA, and actively involved in local conventions, trainings, seminars as overall chairman, co-chairman, chair of scientific committee, moderator, and facilitator. Today, he will give us an anticipated presentation. Now, let's welcome to Professor Aganan with warm applause.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Ms. Makawadi, Ms. Flores, other members of the organizing committee, all doctors of nursing students, Professor Dr. Marcos Ochoa, Professor Dr. Dean Minerva de Ala, all participants of this webinar, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to each and everyone. I am humbled to be one of the resource speaker on this webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education. I have no conflict of interest related to this presentation. However, some of the slides were used in my other talks previously because of the same topic. I would like to share to you this one before I start with the lecture. When a person decides to become a nurse, they make the most important decision of their lives. They choose to dedicate themselves to the care for others. Let us be proud being a nurse. I know that you have seen this advisories or announcements or news that on September 30th, 2022, we need 106,000 nurses, according to DOH, but it may have been increased at this time. On the other hand, it says that Philippines suffering from shortage of nursing educators coming from a group, and this was on October 4, 2022. So this is a huge challenge for all of us nurses in the country. So I hope that we have to have a strong collaboration with each other in order to overcome this crisis or shortage. The outline of my talk will be focusing on the objectives, then the pre-pandemic. I have included the 9 forces changing the world for hospitals because it bears a lot, on the topic, uh, the healthcare ecosystem and the industrial revolution. So the impacts of new normal approaches in the sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. The objectives that was given to me will focus on impacts, the challenges and barriers, the current trends and issues in industrial revolution, both in clinical and the academic. If we dissect the title, we see keywords, such as impact, new normal, approaches, industrial revolution, nursing practice, and education. So we'll be discussing them briefly on the next slides. So let me start with the 9 forces changing the world for hospitals. I will first enumerate the 9 forces, then we will discuss them briefly one by one. The first is the patient population is getting older and their needs are becoming more complex. Second, patients have far higher expectations than before. Number 3, recognition is increasing that care is better provided in community settings. Number 4, high quality care requires concentration into specialized, high volume centers of excellence. Number 5, clinical advances are delivering better quality outcomes. Digital technologies have begun to affect how healthcare is delivered and have the potential for disruptive change. Number 7, availability and expectations of the healthcare workforce are changing. 8, payers find it increasingly difficult to finance healthcare in line with increasing costs, which puts pressure on hospitals to deliver high quality care more affordably. And the last, there are more requirements to measure and publish quality metrics and to receive financial bonuses for high quality care. Now, let's discuss those 9 forces one by one and briefly. The patient population is getting older and they are becoming more complex. So it says here, that they are becoming more complex because the cases, have prognosis following cancer diagnosis, heart attacks, strokes, which have improved markedly, but patients often require significant care after discharge. So which means that extended care at home or home care or remote care is now on the go at this moment. So this will be now the emerging types of models of care that we need to look after. Mental health remains an unresolved challenge affecting 1 in 4 people worldwide at some point in their lives. So we need to really look and take care of our employees because, as said, mental health remains an unresolved challenge at this time. Develop and expand services to accommodate older, more complex patients. With this, I see that home care for the elderly or related facility, will be emerging on the next years to come. And with that, I think geriatric nursing, should now be introduced in our nursing schools, as well as creating new programs, in our hospital settings. That is to prepare the students and also our healthcare providers in the hospital. Demand for care in the community is rising. So with this, I am also thinking, that public health or community health nursing will now also be on the rise in the next years to come. Patients have far higher expectations than before. Patients expect to receive more information and have greater involvement in decisions surrounding their care. Then efforts to improve patient experience, should also be emphasized at this time. And because patients are more educated, they also take accountability, of their selves. So they take active, they take active participation in their in the treatment, of their diseases. So, well-being healthcare providers, I hope that we have also read the patient's diseases and we are prepared, during our bedside rounds, because for sure they may be asking our insights regarding their treatments and or diagnosis. Recognition is increasing. Recognition is increasing that care is better provided in community settings. So current evidence suggests that it is beneficial for patients if their care is managed outside of hospitals whenever possible. Better primary preventive care for patients with long-term conditions reduces complications and the need for for hospital care. Online healthcare platforms are emerging, steering patient volumes away from hospitals. That is correct, Though this data, was released before the pandemic, it has been noted, that and projected that online healthcare platforms will be emerging, and this had happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. Likewise, patients, choose really to be at home rather than going to the hospitals because of the new platforms and models of care that was adopted, no, during the COVID-19 pandemic. The trend towards increasing outpatient care is reflected in the growth of freestanding retail clinics or urgent care centers. And I know that if this seems to increase, then really patient volumes, no, will be away from the hospitals. High quality care requires concentration into specialized high volume centers of excellence. So rise of new ambulatory options has shifted care from inpatient to outpatient setting, and urgent care clinics are walk-in centers that treat a wide range of acute illnesses that require immediate but not emergency care. Retail clinics are walk-in health centers that provide immediate but limited scope care. So again, these are other care settings, no, that we need to be prepared. No? So in lieu of hospitals, they go to ambulatory centers, urgent care clinics, no, and other types of centers as well. Clinical advances are delivering better quality and outcomes. Well, thanks to the clinical advances, because with this, it has led, no, to some truly astonishing achievements in the treatment of diseases. So surgical interventions that decreases case fatalities, the increased use of statins, the advent of thrombolysis and stenting. So that's correct, no? Like for example, on the infusion of IV RTPA, who has met the criteria, and of course, patients, no, will be administered with the IV RTPA. So we see, no, that patients improve improve a lot on their neurologic deficits, no, and following, no, the golden period or the window for the administration. Decreases in mortality and case fatalities from breast cancer. And for many patients, antiretroviral therapy has converted HIV/AIDS from a deadly disease to a chronic condition. Digital technologies have begun to affect how healthcare is delivered and have the potential for disruptive change. This is very consistent, no, at this time, no, that automating manual tasks to improve the consistency of performance, as well as to allow clinical staff to be more efficient, freeing up more time for patient care. And another is enhancing connectivity between patients and clinicians, which it's appreciated because they no longer require them to be co-located. So remote monitoring is now in demand, and that facilitates patient care, and it is happening among multiple units or even in multiple hospitals from a single control center. And digital technology really went also into rise, no, during the pandemic period, no, via the online consultation, telemedicine, and the like. Next is the availability and expectations of the healthcare workforce are changing. It says, no, that the global workforce shortage of 7.2 million healthcare workers in 2013 is projected to grow to 12.9 million by 2035. So this is really very alarming. And that's why we really need to invest, no, on our health human resources before it's too late. So there is also a global shortage of nursing and allied health professional staff, which I know we are now experiencing in the country, not just here, but around the globe. Payers find it increasingly difficult to finance healthcare in line with increasing costs. So healthcare spending is likely to exceed economic growth globally, creating a sustainability challenge for healthcare systems. So with this, hospitals are put into pressure to deliver high quality care and more affordably. There are more requirements to measure and publish metrics or publish quality metrics. So among these quality metrics include mortality, readmittance, infection rates are amongst the quality indicators that must be reported, and some healthcare providers volunteer to include additional information. And I know as members of the healthcare team, I think this is one also of our responsibility to take active involvement, no, in the surveillance and monitoring of these quality indicators. As more data becomes available, patients will have a greater opportunity to assess the quality of care provided by hospitals and even doctors to make decisions regarding where and to whom to go. So those, no, were the 9 forces, no, that affecting the world of hospitals. So from that, no, now here comes a new model, the healthcare ecosystem model, which the future, no, will be really centered on patient. That is to really support the patient for payment and financing. Likewise, leverages support services, and also the provider generated data that connects consumers with the traditional modalities of care. Another would be focusing on health and wellness data, no, that tracks daily life activities, no, of the patient or the individual, such as nutrition, fitness, PT, and rehab. And since this is released pre-pandemic, it has been true, no, that that the other segment of the healthcare ecosystem had been focusing, no, and this had happened during the pandemic because care was integrated home, near home, and virtual care services. So this includes self-service solutions, monitoring tools, compliance and adherence tools, And home health care is on the rise. Virtual care is also on the rise, and as well as retail clinics. So the healthcare ecosystem is of the future is really centered on patient or patient centric. Likewise, as members of the healthcare team, especially nurses, that we must be ready because we play a very robust role in this healthcare ecosystem. And of course, we have to really take part, no, and really take part and have orientations on additional roles, no, such as managing virtual care, home health, and retail clinics. I remember, no, with the home health, the lab, the care on wheels, no, such as laboratory and etc. etc. Were also on the rise, no, during the pandemic, which I know that again nurses played very diverse role, no, because of this new model of healthcare ecosystem. So now we'll be talking briefly on industrial revolution, and this can be understood, no, as a market for human collaboration with intelligent systems based on the Internet of Thinking, with the ability to utilize smart machines more efficiently with a synergistic environment. So with this, well, the COVID-19 pandemic, no, has really negatively impacted people regardless of industry, geography, gender, age, or race. The pandemic, no, has really led us know that really we need new skills, and likewise we need to know how to interpret data and critically assess the quality and veracity of information, because during the pandemic almost all of us, no, need to really work with uncertainty, because we really need to move fast, no, and intervene immediately. Likewise, we also need to think creatively and create working solutions right away. But standing at the door of a new industrial revolution, which I know, no, that based on the references, no, we have the first revolution, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Fourth, I know fifth and sixth, no, is now emerging, no, at this time. And let's see on the next slide what is the sixth industrial revolution all about. So with this, the new industrial revolution has fundamentally impact how we live, work, and relate with each other. And that's true, no, that that new technologies ready to connect to billions of people, and with this digital competence is really a game changer at this time. Now, the sixth industrial revolution, based on our reference, is not about the negative impacts of COVID-19, which we had discussed earlier, but it is how we will manage the new way of life so that we do not divide, and how do we address the implications of a global aftermath. So, as nurses, no, we must be ready with these different competencies that is relevant to the industrial revolution, based on the Economic World Forum 2015, and this is competencies related to Industrial Revolution 4.0. So whether I guess, no, that this must be started in the nursing education so that we are ready later on during our transition when we go to the actual clinical practice. So these competencies includes, excuse me, complex problem solving, coordinating with others, people management, critical thinking, negotiation, quality control, service orientation, judgment and decision making, active learning, and creativity. On the other hand, Levine of 2012 states that skills in the Industrial Revolution are critical thinking and problem solving, communication, collaboration, creativity, and innovation. So these are the 4 C's. And if we contrast it or compare it with the World Economic Forum, these are almost the same. These 4 C's are also stated in the World Health Economic Forum. Now, with healthcare advancements, global healthcare ecosystem begs for new processes, models, systems, and products to better population, lower cost, improve patient and clinician experience. So this was according to Hefner et al. In 2021. Part of the healthcare advancement is using mobile technologies, smart home healthcare, precision medicine, robotic surgeries, artificial intelligence to predict morbidity and mortality, and to accurately diagnose and to execute preventable measures, according to Phillips et al. In 2019. So others on healthcare advancements, using digital devices, the oxygen saturation devices, which I know we have used it already. Blood pressure monitors. So another advancement is the occurring at policy level on health programs. We need to make it sure that healthcare professionals are educated properly to promote constructive integration between people, process, products of technologies, and economic opportunities. In nursing education, so because of industrial revolution, we see an incorporated use of informatics and technology with essentials to support healthcare processes and clinical thinking to positively impact patient outcomes. We should also be immersing students on mobile devices and tablets that offer flexibility and self-directed lifelong learning. Fusion and amplification of emerging technologies, breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, automation, and robotics must already be introduced and discussed to our students. Profound effect on our health education system, new opportunities to prepare healthcare professionals with appropriate skills to evolve with the future of healthcare. Still on nursing education, so incorporation of new technologies to improve education is really happening at a fast pace. So we really need to reach, or rather work hard to achieve this objective. Likewise, value of soft skills should not be overlooked, but instead we have also to imbue to ourselves and learn these soft skills. The challenges and barriers uh, is focused on nurses' technological skills, generation of nurses, and technological care integration. So that's why uh, when we are in school or in hospital, there's really a need not to really immerse ourselves with this technology, enhance our technological competence. That's why I know we have competency skills check. So aside from procedures, now at this time we also focus on or rather add additional competencies on technology, right? Likewise, we need also to take care generation of nurses, because I know that we are dealing with different generation of nurses. So we really need to really work hard with them and really look at on their needs, on their adaptability of using this technology. For the current trends and issues, upgrading their skills to incorporate digital changes should be given attention at this time, for us, in order to meet the challenges of industrial revolution. Equipping to be active players in developing, assessing, seeing, implementing, and evaluating technology related to patient care. That's correct, we should take an active role, active participation and involvement with this aspect, because we are the stakeholders. So I'm sure that we are very more confident, or rather we are confident to really evaluate this technology related to patient care. And aside from that, I know that we are there at bedside 24/7. All right, so for us nursing leaders and educators, we have to create and seek opportunities, setting realistic expectations for new nurses, either in the hospital or in school. We have to advocate their transition through programs and orientation, and addressing concerns in the workplace. Likewise, support preceptor development. And we have to work in partnership to support the transition into the workplace. Before I end, I hope that despite of the many slides that you have seen, I hope that you would remember the word nurture as a takeaway in my presentation. Nurture is an acronym that stands for N. Nursing leadership and governance is significant during this industrial revolution, or during this challenging times. U is we have to understand the critical details of the situation to be able to see the bigger picture and share it with our team. R, let us not forget to reflect on our experiences and transform it into meaningful actions. T, training and education should always take place. U is to unveil the importance of communication, which I know it is really very, very, very significant. And of course, visibility or presence of nurse leaders and educators as well. R is rekindle our passion and pride in our profession. And E is to embrace support for nurse leaders, educators, staff, and students. So let me share to you a quote from Mother Teresa. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. So these are the references of the presentation. And thank you very much. For the open forum, how does this new normal industrial revolution in nursing practice affect the students and staff in the hospital? Well, I think I will take it from the context of opportunities. No? So I know that industrial revolution is here, so we really need to adapt with the different changes that is happening. And aside from that, let's take it on the positive, on the positive, on the perspective, or positive perspective or outlook, that these technologies, has significant benefits also, because they assist us in our roles and responsibilities, and at the same time it keeps us more efficient in our in the delivery of care to our patients as well. But of course, since we are dealing with this technology, well, we always bear in mind that, of course, to allay anxiety and fear, of course, we have to immerse and really submit ourselves for digital competencies or technical competencies of this new technologies that we will be using or we are using. Number two, what are the coping mechanisms in the face of the challenges in this new normal revolution approach, particularly in the nursing profession? Well, I know we went through COVID-19 crisis, so we have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And now we are at the new normal, and this is the focus of the sixth industrial revolution, that on how we will manage. So therefore, we have to imbue resilience, recovery, and restructuring. And of course, in order for us to survive, enrich our lives, and work as well. So I think that ends my presentation. Again, thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ferdinand Aganon, for the very clear explanation on the coping mechanisms in the face of the challenges in this new normal revolution approach.
To our dear participants, thank you so much for raising your questions and concerns. We hope that some of them were answered and clarified accordingly by our respected guest speaker, Mr. Ferdinand P. Aganon. For all the questions that we cannot accommodate due to limited allotted time for this session, and we still have two expert guest speakers, your questions will be addressed by our respected speakers through their email. Thank you so much again, Mr. Ferdinand P. Aganon, for the very informative and insightful presentations and answers to the question and answer portion. We will see you later in the awarding of certificates. To have a short break, let's watch this music video entitled Piliin Mo ang Pilipinas. You will see a lot of beautiful places in the Philippines, not just beautiful places, but also the beautiful and handsome faces of Filipinos.
Amazing! Piliin Mo ang Pilipinas is one of the famous song by one of famous singers in the Philippines, Miss Angeline Quinto. In the song, it promotes to choose Philippines as your vacation place or place where you can be comfortable with. It describes a lot of things about the Philippines, and in this song, it shows how beautiful the Philippines is. So come and choose to visit Philippines. And to proceed, I hope everyone is thrilled to learn more of our topics today and to give more elaboration and understanding of the influence of social, political, and economic factors in the development of professional nursing practice. May we call on Ms. Yuming Peng, Vice Director of Nursing Department, Shenzhen People's Hospital, Shenzhen City, Guangdong Province, China, to introduce our next guest speaker.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce today's second speaker, Professor Si Jingpeng. He's postdoctoral fellow in Shandong University. Professor Peng graduated from Anhui University of China Medicine with a bachelor's degree in nursing. Then he pursued higher education in Philippines. He got a master's degree in Far Eastern University and PhD in Philippine Women's University. The education experience are a testament to his dedication, hard work, and passion for the field of study. Now he is a member of Chinese Nurse Association and a contributor and editor of Peking University Medical Press since 2021. Moreover, he is a foreign student, co-advisor of Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing in Graduate School of University of San Lasa from 2022. Professor Peng had many significant contributions to his field through his involvement in numerous research projects. He has been a part of research effort covering a wide range of topics, showcasing his expertise and versatility. such as contribution to standardized occupational protection management program for nurse responding to emergency respiratory infection disease, construction of a competence framework for public health emergency nurse based on the iceberg model, exploration of prevention and control management and health education model of centralized isolation medical observation site for novel coronavirus pneumonia. Studies on protective factors of psychological resilience of nurses in the rescue of infectious disease outbreak based on social ecology theory. Narrative nursing philosophy intervention for nurse in public health emergencies, and study on the application of traction garment combined with positive thinking therapy in stroke patient with hemiplegia. So his dedication of advancement of this field through researches is really commendable. Professor Peng is an experienced aged health nurse who brings a unique blend of academic and practical expertise to the field of nursing care for elder adults. With a specialized in theory-guided interventions, aged health, access to aging health nursing care, human resource for health, and health inequalities. He has a wealth of knowledge and experiences to share. He is well-versed in the construction and development of nursing theory and its communication to clinical practice, as well as curriculum development, research, proposal development, and operational research. As both an academician and a practitioner, Professor Peng has the ability to generate evidence and translate it into programs and policies that benefit aging populations. Today, the topic he will bring to us is construction and application of vocational skills standard for elderly medical caregivers. This is a crucial issue, as it has the potential to improve the quality of care for elderly individuals and support the development of a highly skilled and competent workforce in the field. I am confident that our speaker will provide a comprehensive and engaging presentation, and I look forward to hearing his perspective on his important topic. Please join me in warm welcoming Professor Si Jingpeng and his lecture.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Much appreciate your inviting. I'm Dr. Rico. 2 years ago, I also PhD students in nursing in PWU. And now I'm a postdoctoral fellows in School of Nursing and Rehabilitation in Shandong University, China. Well, thanks all of you again. Today I will sharing share my research that construction and application of occupational skill standard for the elderly medical caregiver. And my presentation including 4 parts. For part 1, background and first factors of this presentation. Part 2, key drafting process. And part 3, impact on nursing and health policy. And part 4, the challenges and barriers. Okay. And now before we go to the topic, let's learn about what is the occupational skill standards. Occupational skill standards are the requirements of enterprises for the professional level, the practice skills, and the professional quality of post staff, which can reflect the level of social productivity, the curriculum, and the vocational skill standards maintain a good interactive double connections while ensuring that a personal training and clinical needs. So therefore, a personnel training to meet clinical employment needs, while vocational education of the whole nation can also be successfully developed. Okay. And the practice. Now we need to know what is the occupation skill standards in nursing. The practice of Chinese Nursing Association standards adheres to scientific management of standards, adhere to development of nursing led by standards, adhere to innovation and the development of nursing with standards, adhere to construction and management of association standards according to the law, and standardize the principle for project initiation and formulation of nursing association standards. Sorry. And showing the Chinese Nursing Association, here the Chinese Nursing Association sharing some the standards. By the end of 2022, the Chinese Nursing Association released 22 association standards. 7 of them has been published in nursing for free download. If you are interested in learning the standards in nursing, I'm glad to discuss the below several the standards for you, especially for the Chinese traditional medicine in nursing. You can learn for the first one. Okay, for part 1, let's go into the background and first facts of this present. This the list of countries ordered by their populations settings. By the year of 2023, the total amount of population all over the world already more than 8 billion, and China has more than 1,400 millions of the population. It can be seen that the population of China and the world continues to increase. Look, India from the years of 2023 already higher more than the China from the second one to the top. Okay, here in the Philippines, the total population of the Philippines here for the list of 13. Okay, now let's zoom to the aged population in China. China's population is aging faster than almost all of the other countries in modern history. In 2050, the proportion of Chinese over retirement age will become 39% of total population. China is rapidly aging at an earlier stage of its development than other countries. Current demographic trends could higher economic growth and correct challenges and social problems in China. Look at the demographic, the picture, the percentage of population over 65 on Chinese medicine. Here we know the color in deep means the percentage of the population over 65 on the Chinese medicine. Okay. Now let's check in the population over the 65 years old in Shandong province. In 2021 years, the share of residents residents who were 65 years and older in China's. In China's, the Shandong province account for 15.92% of the total population. Shandong is the coastal province located in east of China. Shandong has played important roles in Chinese historical and cultural development. The Chinese philosopher Confucius was born in Chufu of Shandong province. Look at the age distribution of a person permanent residence in China. In Shandong province, China, in 20-25 years, for all the 65 years and older, is already more than 15.92%. Okay. And the total number of older adults aged 65 and over in Shandong province is 15.88 million and accounting for 15.8% of the total population. Is a province with more difficulties in dealing with the problem of aging. The main body of employees in the elderly care service industry is the elderly care, the worker, and the professional skills of medical rehabilitation nursing are insufficient, which cannot meet the care needs of the elderly. Currently, there is a lack of unified identification of the professional status for elderly medical care professional. There are significant differences in the content and the methods of various training, and the quality of training and the professional recognitions could be improved. For the first effects of this presentation, this study supported by Health Commission of Shandong Province. This computational skill status will be service the personnel who works as a medical nursing caregiver and a medical also including medical caregivers in Shandong Province. This report shares the main draft process with is the key notice. Okay, let's go into the part 2, the key drafting the process. There are 10 steps including into the key drafting process. For the step 1, establishment of a standard drafting group and determine the core concept and the basic idea. Step 3, the data collection and qualitative interview and determine the standard framework and determine the first draft and general overview of expert consultation and first round Delphi expert consulting and offline expert seminar. And secondly, the second round Delphi expert consultation. Okay, let's go to the key drafting process number 2. Determine the core concept and basic ideas. Let's check in the picture. For the confused of nursing assistants, the combination of medical and nursing care, we also call medical nursing care. Also, we call medical caregiver. Is a new type of care model and essential strategy of dealing with the challenge of deep aging in China. The medical nursing care is not only a simple superpositions of medical care and patient service in Jane's specials, but also integrate the concepts of medical nursing care into all daily care activities. That is the core concepts. The medical nursing caregiver is a new profession. Currently, there lacks of unified the identifying of professional standards for the elderly medical nursing caregiver. That's why we make these occupational skill standards. For number 2, we also including determine the basic ideas. The basic ideas related to methods of drafting these standards, including the 3 parts. Part 1, the methodologies of standards draft, the published the standards related to this standard, and needs of care service and medical nursing caregivers, and then combination of the 3 parts into these drafting standards. For the methodologies of this drafting these standards, including the literature, citizens methods, and the qualitative interview and Delphi methods. For the number 3, the step 3, the data collection. Firstly, we make the necessary the review of related literatures. Let's check in the tables, the core literature classifications, source, and many and data, especially the literature, the classifications, including the guideline of standards draft and theoretical basic, and published the standards and specification of the nation. That contains reference basics of standards formulations, especially when we prepared the theoretical basic, we make enough the theoretical summary and discussion from the China National Knowledge Infrastructures. We also call Xinkai. Okay. And here we also prepare other supporting documents by using the XMind, because this is the XMind map. We only prepare the Chinese versions. And for the key draft process number 4, we go to the qualitative interview. This is the most important the steps. For interview summary of the medical nursing the institutions. This study used the interview to define the professional functions of medical caregivers. The main objects such as nursing manager, nurses, caregivers involved in the formulation of standards and their work contents. The research group was composed of a postdoctor of nursing and 2 Master of Nursing students from the research group of elderly chronic disease nursing and management. The interview involved 7 medical nursing combined demonstrate corrections in situation in 4 prefecture level cities of Shandong province. Each institution select 3 to 4 management, nurses, and caregivers for interviews, a total of 26 people. Each interview for nearly 1 hour. The interview contains transcribed 25,000 interview text. Okay, the content of the survey focuses on the care needs and the care supply status of the elderly, job content of nurses and caregivers, care work needs to employed. The daily work of nurses and caregivers can be carried out by medical caregivers. The compositions and the proportions of current care workers, training before and after entry, the requirements of medical and nursing institution for the professional quality and ability of a caregiver, So after we make the literature review and qualitative interview, we prepare and formulate the framework of this standard. They're including 4 parts: for the general situation, the fundamental requirement, and job demands, and worth and weight table. For example, for the general situation, they including the standard name, standard code, standard definition, standard skill level, and ability characteristic, minimum educational level, and skill identification requirements. Okay. For after the step 3, step 4, and step 5, we draft the manuscript version 1.0. Because we still not yet published, we cannot open it. We just markers. Okay, markers. For the key draft process number 7, the general overview of expert consolidation. General overview expert consolidation table 1. Let's check in. For the first round and second round, we respectively interview the 15 the experts in nursing. For the first round, average age of the experts is 48, and for the second round, because of 3 of the 15 experts lost, so only 12 experts for respond to our interview. Okay, here is the specialization of the experts. Like most of them is the patient service, for the nursing management, and their hospitalization. All of them is in the nursing management and nursing administration. Okay. For table 2, the result of consolidation. This is the most important, the weight table. For in terms of practical experience, 12 of 15 experts think they hold the high level. And for the same with in terms of theoretical knowledges, 12 over 15 they think high. But for the intuitions, most of them think or hold the level, the altitudes of low. Okay, this is the result of the consolidation. After we complete number 3, complete the interview over online. After we finish the online consultation from the experts, we prepare the number 9, the step 9, offline expert seminar, because they are still not yet published. It's not allowed opening in clear picture. So like this. Okay. In the last year, we prepared in the last year for the month of August in 2020 years. We prepared the online expert seminar to discuss the manuscript and the problems. For example, dispute parts in consolidation. When we discuss the arguments about what is the minimum educational level, the experts hold the different arguments. Some of them think the minimum educational level should be the bachelor degree. Some of them believe they should be the highest after they should be the graduation from high school. So after all of the experts consultation, we believe and we also prepare the manuscript. The minimum educational level must be more than or higher than the high school. So our the minimum educational level is high school. For example, primary medical caregivers. If you want to be the medical nursing caregivers, you must be your educational level must be beginning on the beginning of high school. If you want to the higher or the middle level of a medical caregiver, you must be higher, such as bachelor degree, even the master degree. For the senior, the medical nursing, medical caregiver, you not only hold the higher educational level, you also hold the excellent the working experience. So we for the dispute parts in consultation, we discussion, we arguments by using the Xmind, like the Microsoft Visual and some others. After we complete the offline expert the seminar, we prepare latest the manuscript with its report. Okay, all the key draft process already done after we prepare the latest manuscript with its report. And for the part 3, we assess the impact on the nursing and the health policy. Okay. The establishment of the standards is an important link in the construction of a professional talent team of the combine of medical care and nursing for the elderly, and plays an important role in promoting the development of the combination of medical care and nursing industry. The establishment of these standards can more objectively reflect the employment requirements of the medical nursing combined industry for nursing talents and further standardize the work field, the work content, work process, and the work rules of the practitioners. Through these standards, a perfect talent training system can be constructed. Medical and nursing care practitioners can learn and improve according to the occupational skill standards, actively obtain the corresponding level of skill qualifications, and constantly improve their professional quality. At this time, the establishment of these standards can provide the basic for the talent training and the skill identify and help guide the service institutes to identify the professional skills training of the employer and ensure the scientific standardization and fair identifying work. In addition, according to these standards, it is helpful for service institution for formulating a reasonable talent management system and further standardizing the order of elderly medical care industry, which plays a positive and important role in leading the development of the industry. And then the ensure the benefits of the elderly health care, such as will be realizing the health old age care of the elderly and play a vital role in meeting the growing multi-level old age can meet the elderly. And this the standards oriented to the care needs of the elderly with a different economic level, educational level, living habits, and health status. Also, it focuses on the breaking the long-term division of traditional medical and nursing functions and integrating the health management, functional training, life care, and the other specialties. Okay. For the part 4, we also need to clearly know the challenges and barriers to the occupational skills standard development in nursing. The quality of standards itself is uneven, and the promotion is also weak. The level and condition of the standards user are quite different, and it's not easy to fully implement to the content of standards. Nursing practice is powerful, evidence-based, and evidence update interaction faster, and the standard update speed cannot be keep up with the needs of clinical changes. The guidelines, specification standards, and it all. As the guideline, the documents for the clinical nursing are more limited. The content of a standard is relatively broad, and the user's interpretations of the standards is influencing by their ability and cognition. Okay, after we complete the part 4, we know clearly about the occupational skill standards. What is the occupational skill standards? And what is the occupational skill standards in nursing? And we also know how to draft and what's the detailed draft process of the occupational skill standards in nursing. We also know the impact and the functions of the occupational skill standards in nursing. We also know the challenges and the barriers of the occupational skill standards in nursing. Okay, this is my presentation about construction and application of occupational skill standards in nursing. Okay, thank you all of you for your support and listening. Thanks again. Now for question. For question number 1. Firstly, investing in educational and leadership development is crucial for nurses to be able to respond to the challenges of the 6th industrial revolution. Educational and training should focus on the developing the necessary leadership and communication skills, as well as understanding the ethical and legal implications of the new normal. Additionally, investing in the technological is important to make sure nurse has the tool they need to stay connected and improved quality care. Finally, mentoring, the relationship between experience and the novice nurse is essential to ensure successfully knowledge transfer. Secondly, investigating in education and improving leadership are important steps to take during the COVID-19 pandemic and the new normal of sixth industrial revolution. Investing in online learning platforms and programs can help nurses stay up to date with the latest development and trends in the nursing field, providing the mentorship and leadership opportunities, such as being parts of an advisory board or professional organizations, can help nurses developing the skill necessary to become effective and successfully leader. Additionally, investing in continued educational and professional development and opportunities can help nurses stay informed and remain competitive in the ever-changing healthcare landscape. Finally, investing in the networking events and conference can help the nurses build relationships, share ideas, and gain insight into the latest development and trends in the nursing field. Thirdly, in order to invest in and develop the education and improve leadership in the face of global nursing leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic and the new normal of the sixth industrial revolution. Efforts can be made to provide more results and funding for educational initiatives and professional developments. Additionally, leadership skills can be developed through the training programs and workshops to provide support and guidance to those in leadership positions. Furthermore, organizations can build a supportive environment that encourages the collaboration, communication, and problem-solving among its members to foster better leadership. Okay. For question number 2, on the background of the third industrial evolution, what is evolution and crisis will our nursing industry face? Okay. Firstly, the sixth industrial revolution offers many opportunities for the nursing industry, including more efficient ways to deliver healthcare giver service, increases access to healthcare technology, increases patient engagement, and improve the communication between providers. However, it also poses some challenges, such as the needs of healthcare faculties to upgrade their technology. The cost associated with implementing the new technologies and the needs for healthcare workers to keep up with the changing environment. Furthermore, there are also some ethical and legal considerations related to the implementation of the new technologies. Secondly, the sixth industry revolution brings with its number of opportunities and crises for the nursing industry. This includes the shift in technology and aging population, a shortage of nurses, and a need to integrated knowledge into care. Additionally, the industry faces the challenge of preparing nurses with the right skills and knowledge to take on the roles that are being created by the revolutions. Ultimately, the six industrial revolutions present opportunities for the nursing industry to become more efficient and expert, and to provide better and more personalized care. Okay, for the question number 1 and question number 2, that are my opinions. That's all. Thank you again for your support. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much to our second resource speaker, Dr. Xi Jinping, for the very empowering and enlightening lecture on construction and application of occupational skills standards for elderly medical caregiver. Indeed, we have to give importance on its impact on the nursing and health policy, especially in ensuring the benefits of the elderly health care. We are truly grateful for the wisdom that you have imparted in this webinar. So, again, to our dear participants, if you have questions for the Dr. Xi Jinping, kindly comment in the comment section. We have moderators awaiting for you. Due to the benefit of time, we have collated the questions and comments submitted during the registration. We forwarded to Dr. Xi Jinping, and he has discussed and answered in his presentation already. So, to our dearest participants who have raised those questions, hope Dr. Xi Jinping have answered your questions. Again, for all the questions that we cannot accommodate due to the limited allotted time for this session, your questions will be answered by our respected speaker through his email. Thank you so much to our young and versatile resource speaker, Dr. Xi Jinping, for inspiring our fellow educators, nurse leaders, nurses, and aspiring leaders. May you continue your great influence to the coming generations. Once again, thank you so much po, Dr. Xi Jinping, for that very inspiring presentation. We will see you later in the awarding of certificates. To give us a short entertainment, let's all watch this video about the beautiful culture and tourism of China.
Wow, what an enchanting China. For our trivia, China is also known as world's factory and is not only a huge state with thousands of plants and cities whose total population exceeds 1 billion people, but also one of the most interesting and various tourist centers. According to adventure.com, cultural tourism in the tourist sphere in China, as in many other countries, holds a high position. The country, with the history numbering more than 1,000 years, has a great of many monuments belonging to different dynasties ruling as far back as BC. Pilgrimage destination of Buddhism and other religions, colossal sculptures and temples, and the Great Wall of China, one of its visiting cards. Furthermore, the architecture and cultural features within the country differ considerably depending on the region. This webinar is getting more exciting as we proceed to our third guest speaker. Let me call on Ms. King Wang, Vice Director of Nursing Department of Nanjing Drum Tower Hospital, affiliated hospital of Nanjing University Medical School, Nanjing City, Jiangsu Province, China, to introduce our third speaker.
Good morning, dear professors, students, and classmates. Welcome to the webinar of the impact of new normal approaches in sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. Today, we are very happy to invite a distinguished guest, Dr. Dino, to this webinar and give a speech for us. I am Qing Desi Wang, PhD student of nursing philosophy in PW, and I am also a registered nurse of Nanjing Drum Tower Hospital in Jiangsu Province, China. It is a great honor for me to be the moderator of this section. Let me firstly introduce you, our distinguished speaker, Dr. Dino. Professor Michael Joseph Dino is PhD, MAN, RN, and LPT. He is the director of Our Lady of Fatima University, Regional Faculty of American Heart Association. He has been granted the Fellow of Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Fellow of American Academy of Nursing, Excellence Honorary of Embassy of the Philippines in the United States of America, etc. Dr. Dino has rich experience in nursing management and education, and also deeply involved in academic organizations. He is the board member of Society of Nursing Leaders of the Philippines, Member Leadership and Management Program of Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities, Member of Association of Computing Machinery, Member of Philippine Nurses Association of American and Philippine Association of Researchers and Statistic Software Users, and so on. In recent years, he and his team member have published more than 50 papers in professional journals and issued a book called Artificial Brain of the Humanoid to Nurse Robot of the Future, Integrating Science and Artificial Intelligence. He focused on humanoid technology and had got approved numbers of research grants. And in order to improve the quality of healthcare in nursing practice, he is adept at innovation and got lots of patents, including innovation, utility model, and utility design. He was invited as keynote speakers in different countries and make speech on nursing research, education, and nursing informatics at lecture, and made a great academic contribution. Today, he will give us an anticipated presentation about the impact of new normal approach in sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. Now, let's welcome to Professor Dino with warm applause again.
A pleasant day to everyone. It's an honor to serve you today as we celebrate our commitment to nursing, research, evidence-based practice, and innovation in the field of nursing and education. My lecture is entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing. Let me integrate research concepts as well, for I think this is relevant for our graduate school students. This is Professor Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, the Director for Research Development and Innovation Center, and it's a pleasure to serve you today. Being the president of Phi Gamma Chapter, Sigma's only virtual chapter, I have this opportunity to be immersed in a lot of cultures through our members from the different parts of the globe and learn from their research practices. My gratitude to the Philippine Women's University for the kind invitation, and special thanks to Dr. Ochoa and the organizing team for their efforts in making this webinar a reality. First, let me emphasize your important role as nurses from our country, the Philippines, a country with more than 7,000 islands and known for its bountiful natural resources. However, in my own point of view, the Philippines' biggest asset is our human resource. We are the third largest English-speaking country in the world, and Filipinos can be found in every place in the globe, most of them nurses. I'm affiliated with Our Lady of Fatima University, or simply OLFU, an autonomous higher education institution with 6 campuses all over the Philippines, working remotely as the Nursing Education Coordinator at the School of Nursing. OLFU is the biggest producer of nurses in the Philippines. Concurrently, I am also the Director for Research Development and Innovation Center in our university and hospital, where I established the Center for Ethics Review for Ethical Clearance and Innovation Technology Support Office for Intellectual Property and Registration. Since the beginning of my career in the early 2000s, I advocated for research, evidence-based practice, and knowledge translation. I am a lifelong learner myself, and I always look for ways on how I can further develop my craft. Research in nursing is dynamic and ever-changing, and new methodologies are coming in. This is the reason why I pursue my second PhD in nursing at the Johns Hopkins University here in Baltimore, Maryland. From my first doctoral degree in development studies, I pivot to investigate the impact of fourth industrial revolution technologies in the nursing practice, specifically robotics and the development of humanoid technologies in nursing. My research interests and records are in health informatics, educational technology, migration, and nursing leadership. Before I start my session, let us have some brain exercise first. Allow me to introduce to you one of my favorite games during my 5-minute Pomodoro technique breaks. Let us have the 4 picks and 1 word game. The rule is simple. I will show you 5 sets of 4 pictures, and you will tell me what word will best describe each of the set of pictures. There will be letters below each set for your choices. Remember, we are looking for the one word that will best represent each of the 5 sets of pictures. You can type in your responses in our chat box. For the first round, this is an easy item. This word describes our challenges in the last 2 to 3 years. Excellent. The correct word is COVID-19. That is a good warm-up for everyone, isn't it? How about this second set of pictures? We practice it every day, and we consider this as the most trusted profession for years in a row. Very good. The answer is nursing. This is the best group ever. Now, let's proceed to the next one. This is one of my favorite topics in research, and this is considered advanced technology. You are correct. Robotics. The final 2 rounds are extra challenging. For the next sets, this will be the difficult round. This is one of our responsibilities as nurses to improve the science of nursing. We are always challenged but excited in doing this. Awesome! This is research. And for the final round, this is the shortest, consisting of only 2 letters because it is an abbreviation. Here we go. We can see here computer. We can see virtual brain. There's also a picture about automation. What is this? Impressive. This is AI or artificial intelligence. COVID-19, nursing, robotics, research, and artificial intelligence. These are the concepts that we will be exploring in the next few minutes. My session is entitled Nursing Research Under Fire or Fourth Industrial Revolution, Changes, Challenges, Chances, and Choices. Let me start by presenting to you several life realities in nursing and scholarship. As nurses, we value the meaning of TLC. Initially, it means tender loving care, you are correct. However, in light of the recent challenges, its meaning is evolving. TLC would also mean time, love, and commitment, especially for nurses at the front lines. We often see how nurses are featured in the media as heroes leaving their families to stay and work in the hospital. Among nurses serving and within the academe, TLC would also mean teaching, learning, and communication. Nurses are lifelong learners, and nurse teachers walk the talk. Among nurses in the research field, TLC would mean truth, laurels, and collaboration. There are nurses who are also committed in doing scholarly work, our nursing researchers. We have experienced the biggest changes in the last few years as the world ventured into the uncharted waters of the COVID-19 pandemic. This introduces a big challenge for our profession and an opportunity to recalibrate our commitment to our profession. 2020-2021 must have been joyful years as we celebrate the Year of the Nurse, but we end up surviving and showing our resilience. However, we realized that crisis is a stimulus for us to innovate, and in my own language, innovation, or innovations in moving forward and upward. In the concept of innovations, research and evidence-based practice is important to gather and synthesize data for effective decision making and policy development. Every nurse researcher must acknowledge that everything is in the process of becoming something else, and it is the law of change. The law of change states that everything is in the process of becoming something else, and according to John Kehoe, change happens everywhere and with everyone and happens constantly. For me, change is defined by the 4 C's. In change, there are numerous transformations. Change is always accompanied by challenges. But beyond the things that we cannot control, we have the chance or free will to make a choice and shape the direction that we would like to go. Putting all of these concepts together, in the process of change, there are challenges, but we have the chance to make a choice. For clarity and brevity, my presentation will be focusing on this philosophy: changes, challenges, chances, and choices. For the changes, what makes nursing practice different during the post-pandemic? Challenges, what makes 6th Industrial Revolution coupled with 4IR challenge as nurses, and what are its promises? Chances, as nurses, how can we make things better? What can research and EBP tools contribute to these challenges? And choices, what are the potential choices and how can we shape the future of evidence-based practice and the practice of nursing? Let us now take a look on the healthcare practice post-pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted various aspects of health systems, particularly in the delivery of routine public health services, such as immunization, family planning, and maternal care. Many countries reported disruption in health services because of the pandemic, and according to the World Health Organization, about 94% of countries reported any disruption of essential health services. However, low and middle income countries are more likely to suffer from the wrath because of the relatively weaker health systems. Studies have theorized possible reasons for declining health services during the pandemic. 1. Because patients are foregoing hospitalization and procedures because of limited resources as they reallocated to the pandemic response. And number 2, non-COVID-19 patients are skipping clinic visits because of mobility restrictions or fear of contagion. Amidst all of these challenges, it is interesting to note that during the COVID-19 pandemic, nurse researchers are giving their fair share of scientific contributions. Currently, Kim conducted an initial bibliometrics of COVID-19 studies published in nursing journals, and the numbers are really promising. It communicates that nurse researchers are active in their share of knowledge during these challenging times. This studies about nursing explores the challenges and potential solutions to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, the stress and burnout during this era were documented in our study at the Social Science and Medicine Journal entitled Clocking Out: Nurses Refusing to Work in a Time of the Pandemic. In this study, we introduced the concept of clocking out and how this concept can inform scholarship on nurse retention and professional values in times of crisis. We also investigated how healthcare professionals, including actively negotiate such demands for service amidst increasing workplace pressures and risks. Another example is this editorial published with my colleagues at the Johns Hopkins University of School of Nursing at the Journal of Clinical Nursing. In this paper, we discuss several healthcare advancements and how nurses as researchers can serve as change agents in the fourth industrial age. We highlight major challenges in this interesting era and provided recommendations. This article is a must-read for nurses, educators, and researchers. There are a lot more articles to explore. Nursing as a science and art has an extensive body of knowledge, and truly, we have seen how research, thinking, and philosophies change through the years, and how it impacts our practice of nursing before, today, and in the future. I think, therefore, we experience and go through the transitions of the post-pandemic
As we
world.
experience and
We're
go
also
through
entering
the
the fourth
transitions of the
industrial age
post-pandemic
in an
world.
unprecedented
We're
rate.
also entering the
We have
fourth
witnessed
industrial
age in an unprecedented rate. We have witnessed how industries are shaped by innovation and economic development during the first, second, and third industrial revolutions, where mechanizations, electricity, and computers were invented. But what is the fourth industrial revolution? Let us take a look at major historical breakthroughs. The first industrial revolution took place towards the latter part of the 18th century, when advancements in machinery, steam power, and iron production, along with a new type of energy, were witnessed. Although it aimed to replace agriculture with industry, the key resource remained human labor, which was assisted by machinery. The latter part of the 19th century saw the second industrial revolution unfold, with new technological advancement in the chemical, electrical, oil, steel, and plastic industries. The second industrial revolution focused on developing publicly funded, centralized facilities for education and scientific research. The third industrial revolution emerged in the latter part of the 20th century and witnessed the emergence of information technology, biotechnology, nuclear energy, and electronics to automate production. We are now observing the fourth industrial revolution, which is described as the advent of cyber-physical systems that involve novel competencies for humans and machines. This includes the development of genome editing techniques and new forms of machine intelligence. The fourth industrial revolution, or FIRE, is a recent concept encompassing the main technological innovations in the field of automation, control, and information technology applied to production processes. The health sector is one of the sectors that is most exposed to technological revolution, so it is being impacted by digitalization, revolutionizing the way healthcare is provided, from the interaction between patients and caregivers to governments and stakeholders. However, some authors consider that there are actually 6 waves of industrial revolutions. During the first wave of the Industrial Revolution, water power was instrumental in manufacturing paper, textiles, and iron goods. Unlike the mills of the past, full-size dams fed turbines through complex belt systems, and advances in textiles brought the first factory and cities expanded around them. With the second wave between about 1845 and 1900 came the significant rail, steam, and steel advancement, and the rail industry alone affected countless countries and industries from iron and oil to steel and copper. In turn, great railway monopolies were formed. The emergence of electricity powering light and telephone communication through the third wave dominated the first half of the 1900s, and Henry Ford introduces the Model T, and the assembly line transformed the auto industry. Automobiles became closely linked with the expansion of the American metropolis, and later, in the fourth wave, aviation revolutionizes travel. After the internet emerged by the early 1990s, barriers to information were appended. New media changed political discourse, new cycles and communications in the fifth wave, and the internet ushered in a new frontier of globalizations, a borderless landscape of digital information follows. However, this now came the pandemic, and scholars are arguing that we are actually entering what we call the sixth wave, which is a post-pandemic reset that combines technology, metaverse, AI, and Internet of Things. So for the purpose of discussion, I'm going to refer to the sixth wave as the formerly 4IR or the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The Fourth Industrial Revolution is a complex revolution, and it is expected to impact the various areas of nursing practice, education, and research. Based on the use of core technologies in the definition of FIRE, new methods of treatment, diagnosis, and monitoring of patients' health status, innovations in the management and organization of health systems are being developed, and the access to healthcare is also being modified. There are lots of topics to explore in the era of 4IR. One of the most prominent concepts is technological singularity. The technological singularity, also simply the singularity, is a hypothetical point in the future when technological growth, including robots, becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unimaginable changes to human civilization. 4IR would mean a future of virtual and augmented reality, self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, satellites, and robotics. AI has a huge effect in achieving health for all and for making healthcare for smart technologies. For instance, Google is now developing DeepMind, an AI program that can learn like human. A scholarly work was recently published in Nature Medicine as a joint partnership between Google and Moorfields Hospital, which showcases the use of artificial intelligence that can quickly interpret eye scans from routine clinical practice with unprecedented accuracy. It can correctly recommend how patients should be referred for treatment for over 50 sight-threatening eye diseases as accurately as the world-leading expert doctors. Artificial intelligence can also be seen in intelligent assistants such as Siri for Apple, Cortana for Microsoft, and Alexa or Echo for Amazon. And I know some of you are using that at home. The advantages of AI in the healthcare setting are numerous. It can assist with managing large-scale data collection processes and with the interpretation of the information collected. AI is also able to be used to use complex algorithms to learn features from large volumes of data, which will assist clinicians and aid in medical research. AI can also prioritize care for patients in accordance with different needs, offer cost-cutting measures, provide predictive analytics for more serious medical conditions, which could then assist healthcare providers in being proactive rather than reactive, and ensure that the healthcare facilities have the necessary supplies, which in turn should improve patient access to potentially life-saving medicines. Learning at a distance is also a prominent feature of the cyber-physical systems in 4IR. Schools of nursing, just like ours, are now investing in smart classrooms technology in bringing the classrooms at the comfort of our students' homes. Even nurses pursuing continuing professional development units are benefiting from this technology. Interestingly, the actual physical and virtual assets are now being combined in the world of the metaverse. The metaverse concept isn't new. It was first described in the 1992 novel Snow Crash. Metaverse is a simulated digital environment that uses augmented reality or AR, virtual reality or VR, and mixed reality and blockchain, along with concepts from social media to create spaces for rich user interaction mimicking the real world. Digital information can now be projected in the real world through the use of head-mounted displays. In our research center, we are now developing virtual patients that will form part of the metaverse that can be used to train and retrain nurses in various clinical scenarios applicable in the real world. I guess one of the good exemplars of utilizing humanoids in practice would be our own laboratory we call the Marvel, or the Multiple Applications for Reality Virtuality Experience Laboratory, a multi-million project supported by the Department of Science and Technology, which was only inaugurated last February 21, 2023. Also, part of the 4IR, or Fourth Industrial Revolution, is humankind's activity in the outer space. And here at the Johns Hopkins University, I am part of the group of students and faculty members who are enthusiastic about space nursing and how we can bring healthcare literally and figuratively in higher grounds. The Fourth Industrial Revolution is a complex revolution. If you would like to know more, visiting the WeForum website will provide you with the topics under 4IR that can be explored in nursing research. This website serves as a compass for my research specialists who are doing studies in 4IR. There are much topics to be explored. However, as a researcher, I focuses on areas that I think will provide greater impact in the practice of nursing. First one is robotics. The rise of robots in the healthcare field also offers a promising opportunity to complement the delivery of safe and quality care. Robots are defined as programmable actuated mechanisms with access and degree of autonomy moving within its environment to perform intended tasks. Fortunately, in my case, I have these exciting previous opportunities to work and collaborate with like-minded peers from different universities such as the Tokushima University in Japan, and has explored how robots can be used to the clinical setting specifically for older adults. Robots fall under the typology of humanoid technologies, or what we call the HTs. And in the nursing world, we can see HTs in the clinical area as healthcare tools, in nursing schools as high-fidelity simulators and research laboratories. HR utilization in the healthcare system has been explored in a variety of areas including surgery, rehabilitation, medication adherence, and health promotion services. Robots as HRs are found in almost every aspect of the industry: manufacturing, transport, astronomy. And in some hospitals, healthcare providers are being represented by robots to provide healthcare to COVID-19 patients safely and efficiently. These robots physically interact with the COVID-19 clients to do assessments and vital signs monitoring at a safe distance. Just recently, I have published along with colleagues an integrative review of robotics in nursing. Using the approach of Whitmore and Knopf, we quantitatively describe through bibliometrics the articles and reveal the current status of robotics literature in nursing in the care of older adults. Robots from the literature are primarily utilized as a tool for health intervention covering health promotion and restorative nursing activities for older adults. Noticeably from the published papers, healthcare assessment is not a typical function deployed through robotics, but an area with the most promising benefits. Robots nowadays are sometimes shaped like pets and animals or resembles human features, and robots having human-like features are simply referred to as the humanoids. Previous literatures are acknowledging the increasing acceptance of humanoid technologies in various settings, and the introduction of humanoid robots, or simply HRs, offers unique, timely, and promising opportunities, especially in the field of healthcare and nursing. Interestingly, current robotic systems are less anthropomorphic or human-like, operated through real-time direct and supervisory inputs, and mainly equipped with visual and auditory sensors and actuators with limited capability in performing health assessments. Our results communicate the need for conscientious efforts from a multidisciplinary team in improving robotic system usability for the care of patients. Robot presence in the healthcare industry has already captured the interest of scholars and scientists within and beyond the healthcare sphere, and results of our integrative review communicates the need for consensus collaboration from a multidisciplinary team. Second is reality and virtuality. In mixed reality part of the metaverse, we can use augmented reality, virtual reality, and combination of these technologies. These technologies are now evident in both clinical and educational institutions providing nursing education and services. The emergence of HT and metaverse studies in nursing is still novice but growing with increasing acknowledgement of the opportunities and challenges surrounding its implementation. For instance, companies are now investing in developing technologies whose main structure is the fusion of the virtual and physical world. Health experts have arrived at a consensus that the emergence of metaverse applications will provide a promising future in delivering healthcare in all spaces and dimensions like this scenario. Virtual HTs, as shown in this slide, provides limitless possibilities where users can socially interact with human-resembling technologies for education, research, and practice. In my dissertation proposal, I envision to develop a humanoid technology system that will serve as a virtual coach to older adults for health-enhancing physical activity or HEPA. In the past, we already produced technologies to promote health education to patients and providers. These include the use of applications to project anatomical models for better understanding of the disease process and education sessions pre-surgery using their mobile or tablet computers. Indeed, the fourth industrial age, the changes and new ways of delivering healthcare is evident. And from the perspectives of researchers, changes in 4IR is so profound that it has the capacity to make or break our current practices. In fact, 4IR has a share of negative impact as well. And according to literature, the advancement in these technologies can produce further inequality, insufficiency, and problems in identity. In the healthcare arena, these challenges may further lead to issues of clinical safety. Measuring and monitoring safety not only requires quantitative data but may need qualitative data as well. And this is one of the big reasons why research and evidence-based practice is much needed in this time of the revolution. Improving nursing practice using evidence-based approach is a challenging task. It requires three important components in nursing. First is empowering nurses to embrace technology and research. Second is to promote excellence in leadership and practice. And third is to use the evidence from research and apply the outcomes of research in clinical practice. There's nothing wrong with using technology, but the most important is how we can also empower our nurses to use technology. As Steve Jobs mentioned, technology is nothing if we will not invest in people who are using that technology. In evidence-based practice, we also need outstanding leadership in nursing. We need nursing leaders who are excellent in four areas: time, talk, technology, and theory. Excellent leaders have efficient scheduling systems, so experts will be able to handle most patients. And nursing leaders should produce and publish studies that are advancing the science of nursing. In evidence-based practice, we also need quality in nursing practice from organizations. We need organizations who have the right mission, method, or measure. There's mentoring and motivation. Every employee or nurse is required to know the institutional vision, mission, and core values at heart, and they house the experts in various fields. Evidence-based practice must be included in the strategic planning of all organizations. Data and evidence from research are knowledge currencies in nursing, and knowledge is power. Research is further linked and connected to quality improvement and evidence-based practice. Quality improvement, on one hand, is a process to improve healthcare services, systems, and processes at the local level. Or QI generally includes a method of measuring a particular outcome, making changes to improve practice, and monitoring performance on an ongoing basis. QI may uncover a practice problem that initiates an EBP project, and some examples of QI initiatives are decreasing catheter associated urinary tract infections, decreasing wait times in the emergency department, decreasing falls among patients, decreasing surgical site infections, improving patient satisfaction, improving pneumococcal and influenza immunization rates, and decreasing restraint use. Evidence-based practice projects are undertaken when clinicians raise a concern or question important to practice that existing literature addresses. The EBP starts with identifying a practice problem and reviewing the data or experience related to the problem. Quality assurance, research, and evidence-based practice, as mentioned, are important to improve nursing practice because the data and evidence that we can gather from research are important indicators to improve the practice of nursing. But how can we shape the future of evidence-based practice? For me, the key concepts are the three I's, or investigate, continue producing, publishing, and using the products of research. Informatics, to acknowledge the value of data and synthesis as valuable attributes of decision making. And finally, invest in nursing. In conducting noteworthy investigations, EBP models are extant that guides nurses and healthcare providers to solve the challenges in the clinical area. One of the most prominent and easy to adapt is the PEACE model by Rivera and Fitzpatrick in 2021. The PEACE model is actually a mnemonic that simplifies the evidence-based practice process for clinical nurses. P for problem identification. Nurses need to clarify the problem that needs to be addressed. E for evidence-based review. Literature search and synthesis are essential skills of nurses. A for appraising the evidence. Identifying the level of evidence and weight of research is equally important. C for changing practice or conducting research and translating evidence requires skill. And E for evaluating and disseminating the findings for maximum benefit. Let us also keep in mind that the future must maximize the use of technology and its proven benefits. Because the use of technology in informatics and quality assurance, research, and evidence-based practice are important to improve nursing practice itself. Everything in nursing can be measured and should be measured. Because if you can't measure it, you cannot improve it. Just like our car dashboard, we should be monitoring numbers related to quality. Applying the concept of informatics through business intelligence mechanism are important. Business intelligence is the application of tools to process institutional-wide data across multiple sources and presenting the findings in live visual formats. It also helps organizations to analyze historical and current data and predict future trends for data-driven decisions. In our university and hospital in the Philippines, we measure and monitor quality assurance data using our laptop, mobile phones, and tablet computers. We can access live data whenever and wherever we are in the world, and these data are being converted into programs or helps in developing standards and policies to maximize the benefits and mitigate the potential errors in healthcare. Finally, there's a need to invest in nursing. Investing in nursing is an important step to improve nursing practice in the future. we need to invest in the training of new and current nurses and invest in nursing research. Most importantly, we should also empower each and every nurse to engage in research and in the scientific process. And adapting the Garcia and Morales concept of ikigai, or the joy and reason for being a researcher, finding joy into nursing scholarship must be a conscientious reflection of yourself as a researcher, or what we call your ikigai. We need to promote a deeper connection with research and find our own purpose in research as individual nurses. You can ask yourself the topics that you love exploring, the research areas where you excel, the research that you perceive the world needs, and the research field where you can earn for a living. The combination of topics you love exploring and where you excel is your research passion. The merger of the topics you love exploring and the world needs is your research mission. The intersection of the area where you excel and the field where you can earn a living is your research profession. And the consolidation of the research that the world needs and your field where you can earn for a living is your research vocation. In a world of innovation and technological breakthroughs, every nurse must take part in building the future of nursing by maintaining, caring, engaging in research and evidence-based practice. According to John Scarr, the future is not some place that we are going, but one that we are creating. The paths are not to be found but made, and the activity of making them changes both the maker and the destination. In summary, we have acknowledged that the practice of nursing is different and more challenging in the post-pandemic era. Nurses' resilience is an asset, and the pandemic became a wake-up call to nurses and stakeholders to embrace innovations that keeps us moving upward and forward. These post-pandemic challenges are complicated by impending threats of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. However, equipping nurses with the right tools and mindset in research is necessary to maximize the benefits of 4IR and mitigate its negative consequences. Data and evidence from research and scholarly work are necessary to monitor healthcare quality. Informatics is also relevant as we handle and convert big data to useful data and assist in the development of standards and policies. And most importantly, continuous research and investigation and investing in empowering nurses to engage in scientific work will establish a stronger and sustainable foundation for the advancement of science in the field of nursing. Indeed, in nursing research under fire, in change, there are challenges, but we have the chance to make a choice. Thank you very much for your attention. A pleasant day to everyone. It's an honor to serve you today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, for the informative and inspiring presentation. It helps us recognize the importance of current trends in the industrial revolution in nursing profession. So now we will move on the question and answer portion. So here's the first question for you, Dr. Dino. So what do you think is the possible impact of the industrial revolution in our nursing practice, may it be in the clinical or in the academe, considering we are still in this challenging time, the pandemic?
So for the question, what do you think is the possible impact of the Industrial Revolution in the nursing practice, may it be in clinical or in the academe, considering that we are still in this challenging time, the pandemic? This is a very good question. And for me, the new industrial revolution introduces the potentials of the virtual space as a channel in practicing nursing. Because regardless of the area of practice, may it be in the clinical area or in the academe, I think nurses should start to consider that our clients are not only found in the physical world, but in the virtual world as well. So instead of being threatened by this technology or the virtual space, let us maximize the virtual space in nursing. And for instance, we can disseminate good and credible health information online, and we can promote our health promotion programs online too. For educators, we can also maximize the resources that can be found from the internet to complement our teaching and learning and not to replace our teachers, and to integrate new ways of teaching, such as the use of augmented and virtual reality in teaching students anatomy and skills. So instead of going to the laboratory in person, so maybe we can utilize augmented reality to project anatomical models using the smartphones of the students at the comfort of their own homes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dino, for that informative answer. So, for the next question, what are the challenges being encountered by the academician or the clinician during this industrial revolution in our nursing practice?
So for the question, what are the challenges being encountered by the academician, clinician during this industrial revolution in the nursing practice? A very good question also. So let me answer that question from a perspective of a researcher. I have gone through a lot of articles, and there are two dominant themes when it comes to the challenges brought about by these revolutions. So first one is technological divide. Although most of the countries are getting the benefits of technology, there are those countries, especially those developing countries, that are lagging behind in terms of the availability of such technologies. So for my advice, I think there should be stronger partnership when it comes to developing technologies that are more cost effective for use in developing countries, so that they can equally experience the benefits of technologies. The second one is all about technological competence. Even if you have the device, so that device might not be useful to you if you don't have the appropriate or the right competency to use that device. So for me, it's very imperative for our leaders in nursing that we need to take a look at our nursing curriculum to look for ways on how we can integrate more topics that are related to technology, and how we can increase the competence of our nursing students, so that when they completed their degree and passed the board exam, we can ensure that these graduates are technologically competent and can use, of course, the technologies that are found in the clinical area or in the academy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dino, for that very insightful explanation on the different challenges being encountered by the academician, clinician during this industrial revolution in our nursing practice. So that ends our question and answer portion. And for all the questions that we can accommodate due to time allotted for this session, your questions will be addressed to our respected guest speakers through email. To our dear participants, we hoped that you had grasped of this webinar, and may this help you understand and appreciate the impact of new normal approaches in the sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. And now we will proceed to the awarding of certificates. To help us express our gratitude to our expert guest speakers, it is my honor and privilege to call on Ms. Michelle E. Flores to read the citations of Mr. Ferdinand P. Aganon, Ms. Dr. Xi Jinping, and Dr. Michael Joseph Dino.
A pleasant afternoon to everyone. It is also my pride and honor to give the certificates to our guest speaker. The Philippine Women's University hereby award the Certificate of Appreciation to Ferdinand B. Aganan, for grateful and sincere gratitude for his selfless and commendable service rendered as a resource speaker during the conduct of the webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given in the 24th day of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, Professor, and our Dean, Dr. Minerva de Ala. This time, we hereby award this Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Michael Joseph Dino in grateful and sincere gratitude to his selfless and commendable service rendered as a resource speaker during the conduct of the webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given the 24th day of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Marcos C. Ochoa, Professor, and Dean Minerva de Ala. The third certificate, of course, hereby award the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Xi Jinping, a grateful and sincere gratitude to his selfless and commendable service rendered as a resource speaker during the conduct of the webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given 24th date of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, Professor, and Dean Minerva de Ala. To our guest speaker, Certificate of Appreciation to Governor Melvin D. Miranda, grateful and sincere gratitude for his selfless and commendable service rendered as an inspirational guest speaker during the conduct of this webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given the 24th day of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, Professor, and Dean Minerva de Ala.
Thank you so much to our dearest, versatile webinar chairperson, Ms. Michelle Flores, for presenting the awards to our guest speakers. It is my honor and privilege to present the following certificates. Of course, to the chairperson, members of the team, the men and women behind the success of this webinar. To read the citation, Philippine Women's University awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Rafael Joshua Alcaide. Okay. In grateful and successful support in the webinar as moderator entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the New... Can I please see? It's blurred. Michelle, can you please do the honor to read the citation?
Sure, ma'am. Certificate of Appreciation.
Thank you so much. I cannot see it.
Is awarded to Sir Rafael Joshua Alcaide in grateful and sincere gratitude to his selfless and sharing his expertise as moderator this morning, given during the conduct of this webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given in the 24th date of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, our professor, and Dean Minerva de Ala. Congratulations and thank you.
requesting our webinar chairperson to read the certification of participation to our participants. Thank you so much, Ma'am Dean.
Certificate of Participation is awarded to the name of the attendee for attending the webinar entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education, given the 24th date of February 2023 at the Philippine Women's University, Manila, Philippines. Signed, Webinar Chairman, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, our professor, and of course, our Dean, Minerva de Ala.
Sir Joshua, please do the honor to read the acknowledgement. Thank you so much.
So from Philippine Women's University Postgraduate School is also proud, of course, to give the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Marcos Ochoa for his outstanding contribution as webinar consultant of this event entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education. Thank you for guiding the group in making this webinar a success. So we would also like to give appreciation to our very inspiring, versatile Philippine Nurses Association President, Mr. Melvin D. Miranda, to our very supportive Dean of School of Nursing, Dean Minerva de Ala, the Information Technology Program Chairperson, Dr. Menchita Dumlao, the Department Head of Information Communication Technology, Mr. Michael Ventanilla, AV Specialist, Mr. Robert F. Tomas, Web Administrator, Ms. Lourdes Cabatuando, the Administrative Assistant to the Office of the President, Ms. Jennifer D. Guerrela, Administrative Assistant of School of Nursing, Ms. Celia C. Francisco, Admissions and Marketing Manager, Mr. Nelson Bigilian Jr., from Multimedia and Broadcasting Department, Mr. Emmanuel Kiban, Ms. Rona May Tituano, Ms. Maricel Rivera, and to the Multimedia Broadcasting Team, Mr. Bob Tomas, Mr. Popo Castro, and Mr. Vlad Villamor. Without your guidance and efforts, this webinar will not be a success. So thank you very much. I would also like to thank the committee of this event, headed by the overall chairperson of the webinar, Dean Michelle Flores, MANRN, and then Shunhong Shen, the assistant chairperson of this webinar. Then Monalinda M. Makawadib, the head communication committee, with the following members: Mr. Alvin Malate, Mr. Henry B. Kalisura, Miss Yan Sun, Miss Yuan Shan, and Miss King Wang. Miss Shaolin Gu, Miss Shi Zhang, Miss Huding Go, Miss Yuhai Jiao, Miss Jing Dong, and Miss Xin Li. Miss Yuan Fu, Miss Liki Wang, Miss Aiting Zhao, Miss Jiying Zheng, and Miss Wenhui Liu. And of course, the head for the documentation committee, Miss Sensei Yang. So the following members, as well as Shouting Fan, Mr. Shaolin Shin, Miss Bing Bing Liu, Miss Feng Shai Wang, Miss Jun Hao Xiao, Miss Shuang Shei Han, Miss Huey Fu, and Miss Ji Wang. And we have Miss Yi Zhang, Miss Sha Yang, Miss Yongqian Shen, Miss Yongqiu Shi, Miss Yinfeng Wang, and Miss Xiaohin Shi. And then we have Miss Ying Xiao, Xu Hongshen, Miss Haifang Wang, and Miss Xia Yang. Miss Hongshu Zhao, Miss Yinao Mu, Miss Yinjung Shu, Miss Yishu Guo, and Miss Ziling Ding. Then we have Miss Yuan Zhao, Miss Jing Dong, Mr. Henry Kalisura, Miss Yuming Peng, and Mr. Alvin Malate. We have Miss Liki Wang, Miss Yan Sun, Miss Wenhui Liu, Miss Jiang Sheng, Miss King Wang, and Miss Aiting Zhao.
Thank you so much, Sir Joshua. Okay, so as we are nearing to the end of our program, may I invite our versatile webinar chairperson, once again, Ma'am Michelle Encarnacion Flores, Dean, College of Nursing, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig, Pasig City, to deliver her closing remarks.
Apology, but good morning to everyone. Thank you for being with us today. We are so delighted and grateful for you to be part of our webinar. I would like to acknowledge our guest speakers, of course, Sir Ferdinand Aganon, Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, and Dr. Si Jingpeng. They have given so much expertise in the discussion. We are very pleased to be able to welcome all of you to our webinar from the School of Nursing Graduate Study entitled The Impact of New Normal Approaches in the Sixth Industrial Revolution in Nursing Practice and Education. With this, we also would like to thank our beloved professor, Dr. Marcos Ochoa, and our Dean Minerva de Ala, for guiding us in this webinar. The PWU faculty, the technical expert, classmates, colleagues, and student nurses from different parts of the countries who's joining us through Zoom, Facebook Live, and YouTube live streaming. It's been a pleasure to listen and watch the discussion of our honorable guest speaker. There are so many takeaways from this webinar topics. Our guest speaker emphasized every highlight in the new normal approaches in the sixth industrial revolution in nursing practice and education. First, the new technology advances in life science will allow the healthcare team to manage chronic illness more effectively. Also, at the same time, new data will allow large leap forward in the medical research. New technology will improve monitoring of patients, applying personal treatment plans, and predictive medicine. Faster and more widespread connectivity will be profound impact on hospital infrastructure. Emerging technologies will decrease healthcare inequality. New technology will decrease the cost of healthcare worldwide. High-speed connectivity will facilitate the creation of equal quality healthcare in both rural and urban areas. As per Alexander De Croo, every industrial revolution brings along a learning revolution. While from Florence Nightingale, rather 10 times die in the surf, heralding to a new world than stand idle on the shore. Moving forward to embrace the new industrial revolution in nursing and education and practice. At this point, I would like to congratulate in advance our class for having a successful webinar. And of course, a happy University Week to our co-PWU community. We look forward the utmost adaptation in the industry, revolution in nursing, and at the same time, all learn together. With that, God bless everyone and keep safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Dean Michelle, for those inspiring closing remarks. So finally, before we end this webinar, I would like to thank all the amazing people who are with us today and actively participated via Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube Live. I would like also to address and say thank you to all the different agencies and institutions who participated in this webinar and make it a success. Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig, Naga College Foundation, Pasig City General Hospital, Pasig City Children's Hospital, Rizal Medical Center, the Philippine Women's University, Mapandi Memorial College, Amay Pakpak Medical Center, Marawi City, Mindanao State University Main Campus, Marawi City, Andalusia High Al Jameya Hospital, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, National Teachers College, Philippine Orthopedic Center, Bicol University, Legazpi City Albay, and Mindanao State University College of Health and Sciences. Making time out of your busy personal and professional schedules means a lot to us, and we hope that you were able to learn so much about the topics and apply your learnings when you go back to your institutions. Also, please allow me to congratulate the PhD in nursing students under the brilliant and very supportive and inspiring Professor Dr. Marcos C. Ochoa for an excellent job to make this webinar a success.
Thank you so much to my co-host, the young, the smart, and handsome Sir Rafael Joshua Alcaide, for your unwavering support for the success of this webinar. To our dearest participants, the evaluation link is now posted. Please accomplish the form and submit accordingly. The certificate of attendance will be sent to you immediately after you have submitted your evaluation. You may also scan the QR code to access the evaluation link. Also, the link will be commented on Facebook and YouTube. On behalf of the Philippine Women's University Postgraduate School of Nursing, once again, this is Dr. Monalinda Makaantal Makawali.
And I'm Mr. Rafael Joshua Alcaide, and thank you. And we are praying for your good health and safety. Happy 104th Founding Anniversary, Philippine Women's University. And now, let's all sing together the PWU hymn.